Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I'm your host, and today we are putting on our college counselor hats to build your ultimate playbook for absolutely conquering the new 2025-2026 Enhanced ACT. Seriously, if you're looking to maximize your college admissions chances and unlock some serious scholarship money, you are in the exact right place. All right, let's run through our agenda for today. We're going to cover the rules of the Enhanced ACT, the strategy of superscoring, your 3-month training plan, specific section hacks, and finally, the post-game analysis. Okay, Section 1, the rules of the game and the big shift to the Enhanced ACT. Let's get into it.
So, the ACT has fundamentally changed its format to be way more student-friendly. And knowing these rules inside and out, that gives you an immediate massive competitive advantage over anyone still studying the old way. You see, the traditional ACT was basically a marathon, 175 minutes and 215 questions. But the new Enhanced ACT, it's a much more manageable 125 minutes with just 131 required questions. The crucial takeaway here is that the Enhanced test is 50 minutes shorter and it totally drops science from the required sections. That gives you so much more time per question to slow down, think clearly, and just do your absolute best. Oh, and the math section now has 4 answer choices instead of 5. How great is that?
Now, historically, your score was an average of 4 sections. But going forward, your composite score is driven entirely by just 3 equal slices: English, math, and reading. So what does this mean for you? Well, your study strategy just changed completely because your focus is now significantly tighter. Every single point you earn in these 3 sections carries much more weight toward your final composite score. Now, you might be wondering, what about science? Since it's excluded from that new composite calculation, should you just ignore it? Well, not quite. If you opt into the optional science section, you generate a standalone STEM score. If you're aiming for super competitive engineering or science major, colleges absolutely love to see this because it validates your readiness for rigorous lab courses.
Moving right along to Section 2, the ultimate strategy. We're talking superscoring and merit scholarships.
Guys, superscoring is essentially your secret weapon for admissions and financial aid. A superscore is exactly what it sounds like. It means colleges take your absolute best individual section scores from completely different test dates and combine them into one mega score. Say you took it in April and totally crushed English, but kind of struggled in math. Then you took it again in September and absolutely aced math. Your superscore takes that April English score and pairs it with a September math score. It's designed to put your absolute strongest foot forward.
So why does all this actually matter? Well, in a word, money. A jump of just 2 to 4 points on your superscore can literally mean thousands of dollars off your annual tuition. Bumping it up by 5 points isn't just a number on a page. It can unlock serious, life-changing merit aid. Because scholarships usually renew annually, a $7,000 yearly merit award translates to a massive $28,000 saved over 4 years. Small, targeted improvements really do compound into huge savings. And hey, if you're targeting highly selective schools like the Ivy League, you really want to aim for that 34 to 35 superscore range. Hitting a score in this bracket instantly validates your high school GPA. It essentially removes any doubt for admissions committees about your academic readiness. Interestingly enough, admitted students at these top schools consistently score a little higher in English than math, which means a top-tier math score can truly make your application stand out from the pack. To really maximize your advantage here, you've got to do your homework. Always research individual college financial aid pages to verify if they accept superscores. The good news is, more and more do, mainly because studies show superscores are actually the best predictor of college success. While you're at it, look for automatic merit awards based purely on your test scores and GPA. A strong superscore is honestly the single best way to offset a slightly lower GPA. All right, on to Section 3, the training camp. Let's map out your 3-month study plan. Now that you know exactly what's at stake, let's build a bulletproof 3-month weekly study schedule. Real score gains come from targeted strategies, not just hours of unfocused reading. Think of this plan exactly like athletic conditioning. Month 1 is all about foundations, learning the fundamental concepts and doing concept review. Month 2 gets into intensive practice. You'll be drilling under timed pressure and learning trap detection. And finally, Month 3 is all about test readiness, where you're simulating full-length tests to build up your endurance and completely kill any exam day anxiety. You are going to execute a specific loop every single week. First up, take an official practice test to get a solid baseline.
Second, pinpoint your weak question types and attack them using the official ACT subject guides. These reference books are incredible for isolating specific concepts and structuring your weekly schedule. And third, use the ACT section pacing calculator to truly master your timing. For example, in the reading section, you need to budget about 8 minutes and 45 seconds per passage. Getting that rhythm down is absolutely crucial.
Section 4. Section by section score hacks. Time for some targeted skill building.
Let's dive into some highly actionable, targeted skill building strategies that you can literally start applying to your practice tests today. We'll kick things off with English. The absolute #1 thing you must do is memorize your essential punctuation rules, especially commas. Commas have the highest error rate by far. But want to know the biggest cheat code for the English section? When 2 answers are grammatically correct, the shorter, more concise option is almost always the right one. Trust me, the ACT loves brevity.
Moving right along to math. On the new enhanced math test, a whopping 80% of the questions fall under a specific category called preparing for higher math. What does that mean for you? It means quickly identifying and solving algebra and functions problems is your absolute fastest ticket to a top score. Plus, remember how I said earlier there are only 4 answer choices now instead of 5? That means if you use the process of elimination, your guessing odds just went way up. Remember, never ever leave a question blank. Now, if you decide to take the optional science section, here is a literal game changer. Skip the passage text. Seriously, just go straight to the charts and graphs. The science section primarily tests your data literacy, not deep textbook scientific knowledge. Most of the questions can be answered simply by accurately reading the visual figures. If you waste precious minutes reading those dense, wordy passages first, you're going to run out of time guaranteed.
And finally, Section 5, the post-game analysis. Let's talk score reports and retaking the test. So what exactly should you do after you get your official score report back from the testing center? You might be wondering, should I really go through the hassle of retaking the ACT? Well, speaking to you directly as a college counselor, the answer is almost always a resounding yes. The data clearly shows that a student's typical second score is naturally higher, simply because you're that much more familiar with the format, the environment, and the pacing. When you get your report back, don't just stare at the big number at the top. You need to dive deep into the ACT readiness ranges to identify exactly which reporting categories you lost points in. Did you struggle on algebra? Was it reading details? You need to identify those repeated error patterns. Then, when you gear up to retake the test, you can focus your study exclusively on improving those weak sections. That's exactly how you bump up your overall superscore efficiently. So, armed with this entire game plan, understanding the new 3-section composite, hacking your study time, and utilizing the incredible power of Superscoring, are you ready to turn your ACT score into your biggest college admissions asset? Start that 3-month plan, take your baseline practice test, and ask yourself, what doors is your Superscore going to unlock for you? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy studying.